Hello, and welcome to today's book chat. So, today I'm going to be talking about the book Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. And just as a little preface, I listened to this book rather than read it, and I've been finding lately that for some books, when I listen to them, I don't think I sink into them and are as engrossed with the story as I would be if I were reading it. If you're like me, usually when I'm listening to a book, I'm also doing laundry or washing dishes or going for a walk. And this is definitely one of those books that I almost want to read again, or I guess read for the first time, just to sink myself into the characters a little bit more. And I will say that Flynn did an amazing job on characterization in this book. Although they were very disturbing and not at all like any people I've encountered, or at least been aware of encountering in my own life. They seemed very realistic, very true to life. Their quirks, their pain, their conflicts just seemed very believable. And so, as another preface to this book, it is very disturbing in many ways, both in the content and both in what actually happened to the characters, their experiences, their I don't know what to call it, their mental instability. These are some very broken, very disturbed characters that Flynn has written. So if that bothers you, if you're sensitive, I would stay away from this book. But especially if you've read Flynn's other books, so Gone Girl or Dark Places, I think you could probably handle this one. And I would say that it's a worthwhile read in the sense that it's engaging, it's interesting. And actually, I had thought that probably in about the first 15 minutes, I'd figured out the plot. And it turned out that though I had kind of, not entirely. So that was a good experience to have at the end of the book. Because at first I was like, oh, come on, I figured it out already. This is no fun. But it was able to be a bit more fun after all. So to tell you a little bit about it, the book is about Camille Preaker, who is a woman in her early 30s, and she's a journalist. She is sent to her hometown, which she hasn't visited for years, to cover uh, the case of two young girls who've been murdered. And in her hometown, her mother lives there. Her mother is kind of royalty in that town. She owns a huge factory. She lives in a mansion. And she has a new daughter who Camille hardly knows at all, to the point where when she sees her, she doesn't even recognize her. And right from the beginning, we know there's a lot of issues in this family. Camille's other sister died several decades ago, and there's a bit of a mystery surrounding her death as well. So throughout the book, we see Camille trying to solve this case as well as trying not to sink into mental instability and go back to a place within her soul, I guess, that she really doesn't want to be. Now, if you look at the book's description, you will learn a little bit more about this. I didn't happen to know any of that before the book. I didn't read the description because I thought, okay, I've read two of Gillian Flynn's books. I've liked them. I'm going to trust. And I really enjoyed not knowing what the description had to tell me because some of it you don't find out until you're substantially into the book. So if you like a bit more of that mystery, that uncertainty of seeing the character unfurl, I would advise not to read the description. Yeah, so overall, this book was enjoyable. It definitely made me think about the importance of being open with problems in our life, especially situations that can happen to family. And though these characters weren't like anyone I've met or have known that I've met in real life, because people do keep things secret, they were brilliantly characterized. They were entirely believable, and definitely opened my mind a bit to a side of mental and emotional abuse and how that can affect and harm people within families that I hadn't really seen before in such a strong way. So yeah, really interesting book. If you want to give it a read, I'd love if you came back over here, let me know your thoughts. And you can head over to my website if you want to get some more links about the book, see kind of my nugget core thought about it. And yeah, if you read it, hope you enjoy, and be warned, it is disturbing.